Hi, this is Basics Pop-Up Card Studio part 2. Where we left off in part 1 is I've been showing you all the bits and pieces from the program, so we'll leave from there. If you've come to part 2 first, it's well worth going to part 1, watching part 1 and then coming back to watch part 2. This is Make the Cards Pop-Up Card Studio. I'm Susan Blue Robot from susanbluerobot.com, and here's where we left off. I was showing you the fold back, which is down here. So we will continue. You have the duplicate. Just you had diamonds and you wanted to duplicate that. It's the same as Make the Cut. The amount of rows, the amount of columns you want. The spacing is here, and you go accept. Okay, that's just normal. Okay, we'll put this aside. We'll take one of these. The hinge, just say you had a house or something and you wanted to put a door on it. I'll do is I'll just pretend that here's where I wanted the door to be. So we'll make that a bit smaller. We'll zoom in by using the wheel key, holding the control key and using the right mouse and the wheel and the mouse. I can bring that up to my view. Now with that selected and in the place I want, take the snapping down so I can move it into a place. So that's in the middle. Just say I want, if this was a house and I want to put a door in it and I want this hinge. Now the mechanism of the pop-up doesn't pop this door open, but it's just hinged there, so the receiver of it can just open the door a little bit. With that selected, you click on this hinge down here, and that's on the right hand side. You got that's on the left hand side hinge. Sometimes if you wanted to open on this side, if the hinge was on this side, you'd go left hand. The top hinges from the top, the bottom it hinges from the bottom, like if you've got doors or shutters and things like that. So this is where I want it to hinge, and just for viewing purposes I just see that that's how it's going to come out. So it's going to cut on these 4 lines and score on this line here. And then I go accept. And there's my hinge for my, just pretending that's a house and this is a door. The colour I've just gone through. Right, we've got these. You line them all up to the one side by clicking on it, selecting this and clicking on this. If we have these staggered like this, we can line them all up in line with each other. If they were up and down like this, not in order, and we want them vertically lined up, we click on this button and they're all lined up. If we want them evenly spaced up and down, we click on this button over here and it evenly spaces. It doesn't move the outer ones, it just moves this one evenly between them. Stacks them. This aligns them to the bottom. This one aligns it to the bottom. This one aligns it to the center. That's all straightforward. What have we built here? This, just say each time you put something on, it brings it to the top. It puts it on the very top. See, this is on the very top, so it chops away the other pieces. Now there's going to be occasions, many times, when you're going to want to move that underneath other pieces. Like if I was to have, this is an example. We'll have this down here, and we'll have like a cross on top, and they're welded together. I'll make that bigger so you can see what I'm doing. Not bigger than the dotted line, but in the center and the thing. Right, just pretend that looks neater. Right, so what in this case, we've got this on the front. Now we're going to put our back on. I've pushed on the space bar, and I want to go down to the top of this box. I don't want to put the anchor from here to the back. I want to put the anchor from the square part. So what I do is I go to the outer quad 2 point, and what I want to do is I want to put the anchor all the way across from one side to the other, but it takes the cross off because that was the last bit we put down, so that's on top of everything else. So you just go back to the select key, and over here you either have the merge down, so this will merge it down one, or if you've got lots of things, you can go to the bottom, so that'll go to the bottom of everything. So then now your anchors are around your piece perfectly, and you'll find you'll use that a lot. And then if you say I've gone down too far, you can go page up or page up, go straight to the top. So you've got straight to the bottom, one down, straight to the top. Okay, so that is those buttons are I've showed you. What have I showed you? I've showed you that and I've showed you that. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we check to see if that opens. If it doesn't come out the top. Okay. The next thing is, I guess, under here, there's another thing. It's called arch steps. Now, this is a good toy, especially like for the houses, houses roofs, and the architect pop-ups. If you go like if you have the split mirror on, that'll be in halfway through your card. It works out halfway through your card, and you go on this side. You click when it's onto the bottom. You see the dotted lines, and you go to the center. You click, and it automatically does the other side. So then what you do is you select them, and you go weld. So now you've got an arch there. Now, a good thing with this one, because I have the time, I will show you. You go space bar and go down one, so Control Shift down arrow. Now that's taking it to put the anchors on these two ones here. We'll come back and do the middle one in a minute. Leaving the split mirror, go up to the auto quad 2 point rec. Now the magic of this is we'll just put the anchor from this one on the diagonal to here, and it automatically puts it on your other side of your arch. You go down again, and the same thing, you do it on this side. Click there when it's dotted, click there when it's dotted, and it's putting two in at once. So it's doing it, so it's twice as quick. Anchor here, and so on down. When you get down to the bottom, and you may think, oh, that's a lot of folding to do. in a couple of days' time, I will have another video to show physically folding these and how quick, with a trick that I've come across, how quick and easy they do fold together, and it doesn't take that long at all. I did it in real time in the video, and so I've just done one side. Oh, that one didn't work. I just done one side and the other side has filled in. Now if I go back up to the top, now I'm on the top one, I take the mirror off, I go like this to the diagonal, and then my whole pop-ups arch steps is done. And we go, we'll preview that. Oh, you could have put it into a better place, moved it up by the control keys, and that's what your pop-up would look like. It's a quick and easy pop-up. You could put a picture on here, you could put words coming out from here. So you'd go from that, you would go out a plane or 2 or 3, click the hello, nope, go back to here, you trim all your hello and bits, your top and bottom, same as we did in the basics number 1, and you would build your card out from that. So you'd have your arch behind and this will be your hello in front. And so that is that. If we went back to this one that we built before, if I say I don't want that size, I wanted it on different size, I could global operation and just say I wanted to move him. First off, I wanted to move him not in the center, I wanted to move him over. If I had a whole lot of things on there and I'd have to move everyone one at a time, this solves that problem by on your x-axis, you just move it over this way, go preview, you can move him over to where you want. Don't have him too close to the edge because it'll break the pop-up. And you go preview, bring it over to where you want, preview, apply. Now you have everything that was on the card moved over to the side, so you can then put like a little penguin or wording on this side. I say you go, oh, I don't want that card quite as big, I think I can make it a little bit smaller, a little bit narrower. You go global operations, you go okay, so if you're going to change the width, you'd have to take him back to the center. And if you go across, if you're pulling this across, you'll see one will turn into a C. You'll know that's the center. And then say I want to make the width, say 4 inches, apply, and you've made your card smaller because you've suddenly realized I don't want a card that big and I don't want to remake it. The same was with if you want to make your penguin smaller because you think you've made your penguin too big. You alter your penguin. If you keep the aspect ratio the same, you take it to both to the same size, preview. So you've now made your penguin smaller. You've also made it smaller from go back smaller at the back, so it's not sitting on the inch plane. If that's what you want, you go okay, apply. Now if I want to get to that plane easy, instead of having to hold down the control and shift, I hold down the D key, click on that, and I can get to that plane easily. And just say I want to alter the top plane or something else on the screen, hold the D key down and you go, and it moves the plane to that spot. So that's global operations. I use that a lot, especially when I design bigger and then go, no, I want it smaller. Saving is saving normally. Right, I showed you the arch steps. Create. The same thing here is you can do, if you just want the steps going up and you want them straight, not arched, you move this all the way across to the top. The weight at the center, you can have the weight at the top and the weight at the bottom. But this is the thing, I've made this card 5 inches wide. So if I make 5 steps and push extend, because I haven't got the mirror on, I want that last step not to stop in the middle. It stops halfway normally. So the mirror would put the other half of that step in. So if I do this and I click, say, a half an inch out here, I might put it on snapping of a half an inch. This is just an example of the steps, what you can do. You can make roofs with the same way I did the arched, but it's steps. But if I go like this and then go 1, 2, 3 up. So what I've done now is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps up. I didn't start at the base, but I can put that in the center and down. Now I'll show you what we've just created. I pop up. That's got your steps. And the reason I'm showing you this is because if you go like this, I've just pushed the space bar to get to the bottom plane. I now do the auto quad and I do down arrow, holding the control shift, down arrow, holding the control shift, click here, click there. Nope. I moved it before I clicked it and it got off the dotted lines. Now what you have now is evenly spaced, perfectly 1 inch square pop-up card. The steps card where you can put photos on here, and in Make the Cut you can make your shaping for your card, and there you have your steps card. And this is how it folds up. And you can take that back to normal, and if you want to get this back to normal, you just click that back arrow. So that is the steps. You can use the steps as normal with the mirror image. The non-arched, you can arch it as much as you like, or the non-arch is over to the 1, and you can go, okay, we'll go here and we'll build a roof. Now you have a roof. So if you put that on top of a rectangle, you can then build your spokes out to your anchors out to the back, and you'll have the roof of the house. It's that quick and simple. The relative snapping is, I hardly ever turn that off. I don't know why I would turn it off. Just say I wanted to build a roof that's only 1 inch by 1 inch. I would take this it automatically goes to the center of the card and it works out what the center of your card is, but I could change this to 1 and it'll mirror on the 1, so I can go from here to anywhere up here and it'll mirror to there. So I don't have to be in the very center to mirror my anchors. I can be anywhere as long as I tell this down here where to go. It'll automatically go to the center of your card. I don't know how much more in the basics that you need to know. If you get stuck and you want to know what things do, be sure to drop me a line or put a message on the forum. It's Make the Cuts Pop-Up Card Studio. If you want to purchase Pop-Up Card Studio, there's a link below this video, or on my blog, which is simplerobot.com, and there'll be a link on there to take you to purchase Pop-Up Card Studio by Make the Cut. This is the end of part 2 basics. I will have a lot more videos coming over the next couple of days. This basics, I didn't use a beta version, but there's a fair few videos I used a beta version, but it's very similar, only your version would be a lot more betterer than mine. So I hope you enjoyed this video and come back to watch more over the next couple of days. I'll have lots of sample cards over the next 2 weeks of cards that I've made in Pop-Up Card Studio on my blog, and I hope to hear from you soon. I like to hear feedback. And bye for now. Thank you.